Waited for you on this one.
Okay.
They say men with golden penis syndrome.
One of my least favorite James Bond pictures.
The man with the golden penis.
Good villain.
Yeah.
They can only show so much.
They are ruining dating for women. Dave, you've lived with this your whole life.
Well, it all started when I was 13.
I mean, you know.
The man with the golden penis.
You know what it is.
There was a bar mitzvah.
Who did the theme on that? Was that Carly Simon? That did
Yeah,
that?
maybe.
That one?
Shirley
Wes
Bassey.
Yeah. That's good.
Melissa Manchester.
Good. Did you see the new James Bond movie? Have you seen? I know you were interested in it, both of you.
Very interested, and no, I haven't. I drove past a movie theater this morning on the way into work. Of course, it was dark, but I thought, when I see movies advertised, I think I want to see them, but I don't go because I never know if they're streaming, because I can't stream,
Right.
or if they're in theaters, and I just don't. I'm out of the habit of going to theaters.
That's the thing. I think we've gotten out of the habit. The theater may be the thing that have suffered most. Restaurants, of course, but people are back in restaurants. But theaters still seem to be like,
You got to eat.
You don't know what to,
Well, true.
You don't know what
Yeah.
to expect when you go to the theater. mean,
I don't either.
Well, but I just think we're out of the habit. I think, because people just haven't
And it
gone
is
in so long.
easier than ever to watch movies at home.
Definitely.
Well, it really is.
Biggie, did you see the new Bond? You wanted to see it.
I
too.
wanted to see it, but I have not ventured to a theater to see it.
That really has suffered because it was supposed to be out 2 years ago, and they pushed it back, and now it hasn't done that well. Not as well as they thought it would do. With it. But I like him. I think he's great. His last
I'd
one.
like to see it.
In a regular time, if there had never been a pandemic, when that movie came out, that would have been enormous because it's his last one.
Yeah.
People would have flocked to the theater to see
Deflating.
it.
I hear it's long-ish and not great, but good.
Yeah, that's probably right. And they haven't announced the new Bond yet, have they?
No, not that I've seen.
They're still debating.
Here's what golden penis syndrome is.
All right, I'll listen.
I hate to even say it. I mean, it's so. I hate
There it
to even
is.
talk about it, but
You wanted to see it?
it is a real thing.
24 karat.
Right. Currently, 40.5% of college students in the United States are male, which means almost 60% are female. It's 59.5 female, 40.5%.
So almost 2/3 of people on college campuses are female.
Correct. That's right. Meaning guys are in short supply and high demand when on campus. So when this happens, experts and journalists are saying that's golden penis syndrome. When guys are in such demand, they become cockier and they, excuse me, but they do.
You pick these words.
They become more self-inflated.
Oh, there you go again.
And
They're Roger Mooring this.
they don't treat women well. When there's only 40% men on college campuses versus
Because they're in demand.
and they can pick and choose, and they'll love them and leave them. They don't treat women with as much respect. They're inside the numbers on this.
Yeah, but there's still the social issues with nerdy guys and girls that are unattainable to a guy.
Yes.
That still plays into it, even despite the fact that there's a plethora of them.
But I think from the opposite end, women are reduced to going after these
Yes.
Dregs.
Guys they wouldn't go after normally.
socially
That's right.
inept dudes
That's
who
right.
have no skills.
So the scientists say when men are in short supply, the dating culture becomes way less monogamous. Men are more likely to treat women only as sex objects and treat relationships as disposable because they know they can have their pick of 2 or 3 women.
Another one will come along later.
Exactly.
I just go over to the chem lab and find somebody.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
Supposedly, they get away with poor social skills and poor sexual skills because there's not enough of them around guys.
Sad.
And they don't have to take care of themselves either. They can dress like schlubs.
Mm-hmm. Their hygiene can be poor. They can dress like schlubs. That's right. It's like after you become married. You can just do what you want.
Yeah, it's sweatpants and
that's it. Doesn't matter. Actually, it's funny. When I went to my alma mater.
That's right.
Appalachian State University. And I saw, when I was walking around campus with the youth, and I checked them all out. I was looking at them. And they all had...
Why is he looking at him?
Yeah.
Gross.
my grandfather.
That's so weird.
Is he a professor? Not dressed like that.
I told you, they all had their earbuds hanging out.
Oh,
They're all staring at their phones. so many of the guys were wearing sweatpants. And one guy was wearing
Like the fashion sweats or
Yes.
like
fashion.
okay.
Yeah, like tapered at the bottom.
That is a thing.
That's a thing. I mean, in my day, we wore jeans or shorts,
Yeah.
And now I didn't see hardly a pair of jeans. I was looking around. I was like, I really want to take in what the youth are doing here.
Yeah.
But the guys and guys were wearing those sweatpants that were really
Athleisure.
skinny at the bottom. And
Almost like coaching pants is what I always call them. They're comfortable.
I guess.
I wear them at the house.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Even down to the bottom. They're tapered.
yeah.
They're tapered down at the bottom.
Absolutely.
You're into that.
Well, yeah, I like them. I think they're better than sweatpants because they're not as hot. They're not as fleecy.
Yeah, they seem like thinner material. Nonetheless,
Girls do like gray sweatpants, by the way, because they can check things out on.
they accentuate.
Yeah.
That's probably what guys.
Gross.
That's probably.
That's a thing, Kelly.
Light gray sweatpant, the
Yep.
classic
Yep.
from the 60s.
Oh, yes.
What John Travolta wore in Greece
That's right.
when he was trying to make the team.
Right. But
Thanks,
his are
people.
baggier. Now these are all tight.
Same things that women haven't told you.
They accentuate.
I feel like that's a myth, though. I don't picture a lot of women like, oh, finally sweatpants season.
You don't think
Let's
so?
go bulge hunting.
You don't.
Yeah,
But
really.
sometimes that's all you've got to work with.
Yeah, like they're just waiting at a bowling alley. Oh, here comes one.
You don't think
Finally.
You don't think women look at the bulge?
No.
They don't. You
Yeah.
don't think so? I do.
I don't think
they
bulges.
seek it out.
That's not the first place they go.
Yeah.
But your butt too. I think women like butts. They
Yeah.
like good-looking butts. Let's face
I think
it.
that's way more noticeable than I mean, if you're
Yeah.
walking around with your bulge that exposed, I think there's
Well,
something wrong
that's
with you.
different. I mean, if it's
Oh,
predominant,
No, I agree.
no, they go to your eyes and your face first and your hair.
Chest.
Says who?
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I don't know about chest.
I think it's chest. I think it's broad shoulder.
I think it's your face first, and then
Well,
then
maybe.
maybe your gut.
Yeah, but women, I think like a V-shaped guy, more of that tapered look with a nice chest, nice shoulders, good face, of course,
Right.
nice butt,
Yeah.
and then it gets down to abs and all that. But they say sense of humor leads all.
Well, no, that's true.
Yeah,
if you get the chance.
Sense of humor, Kristen.
Well, when they want a
Every
relationship.
Playboy Playmate every bio I ever read said the same thing. They lie.
Sense of humor. Sense of humor.
No, it's charm and
What they
humor.
say.
It's true.
Ken, you're talking about the bulge and the way the new sweatpant accentuates. Go ahead.
Yeah, my son and his friends are all about 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you what, their clothes are snug, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I call it skies out, thighs out, because their shorts are like the mid,
Yeah, my son too.
We've watched the shorts creep up on the guys for sure.
Unbelievable.
Well, even jeans and suits. Dress suits are tapered. These
Yes.
stovepipe legs.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And-
Form-fitting.
And you're right too, Ken. My son, they had a high school football game the other night. Temperature was probably 48 degrees at a whiteout. Thank you, Ken. My son went in a.
Can you say that?
At that school.
Do I need to delete that?
At a whiteout.
Do I need to delete that?
You, and you.
Somebody let me know if I need to delete that.
My son had on a white T-shirt as tight as it could be, and
With no writing?
no writing, and then black little shorts that came up, skies out, thighs out, like he was just saying.
Like fashion khaki shorts, but black.
Right, and his face was all white with a couple and like the Nighthawk logo underneath for his school. And so, and he was leaving. It was like 48 degrees.
That's why he works out.
Yeah, well, certainly. Oh, and you should see him walking by a mirror all the time. looking at his hair, looking at his
Making the
body.
scene, man.
But I said to him, "Don't you want a sweatshirt?" I said, I got a nice polo Ralph Lauren sweatshirt.
It's going to be 48
I said,
outside.
it's gonna be 48. He said, No. I said, let me run get you my Ralph Lauren sweatshirt. It's a nice Ralph Lauren sweatshirt. It's
I got a
white.
barn jacket in the
Totally
attic.
white. Totally white.
Got that horse on it?
He said no. Yeah, it's got the. He said absolutely not. And I know he was freezing out there.
Doesn't matter.
But one of his friends, they were walking around the golf tournament in the summer, and he had the tightest, shortest shorts I have ever seen. I mean, what he was just what
Up
Ken was
high,
just saying.
mid-thigh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I saw the girls wearing in a minute when I was up at Appalachia.
Girls.
Texas trucker. Texas trucker. You're talking about the bulge. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with Biggie on this one. There are women out there that are bulge hunting per se. Because my current wife, she said that's one of the first things she looked at when she saw me at the truck stop.
Well, all right. All right. Good for you, man.
So that's where the bulge hunters are?
Good for you.
The venue does make a difference.
I like it. Thank you, Texas Trucker.
That last shower stall's free, trucker.
Hey, Texas Trucker, were you here at our trunk or treat event the other night?
Yes, sir. I'm the tall black man.
I thought that was Texas
thought so.
Trucker.
It was so good to meet you. It really was. Thank you
You
very
put
much.
us up on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, thank you for driving in for that. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
We really
great.
appreciate it.
Made our night.
She looked for the bulge. The other thing about one guy I saw had nothing but pajamas on on the campus. So this goes back to the golden penis syndrome where they don't have to try.
College guys.
He literally was wearing pajamas
Pajamas,
pants.
those Nike slides.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
nothing else. And I looked at him. I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
Maybe a hoodie.
Walking right down the middle of campus. Yeah, I just looked.
It's not out of place, though. I mean,
No.
I see people doing that at shopping.
No, you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Grocery stores.
I almost took a picture of him. I was like, what are you doing? You know, you need to do a little better.
Back off, pervert.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Look at my bulge.
It's hard to miss. It's sweatpants season.
Gray sweatpants season.
It's gray sweatpants and
I thought
pajamas.
you're going to tell us what the girls were wearing.
Well, now the girls were. I thought they looked nicer. You know, they would wear little skinny jeans.
They do care.
They do care, exactly. So, I mean, of course, it's anecdotal, but that golden penis thing may be true.
I mean, it might depend on the ratio school to school.
That's right.
It does.
But overall, I'm sure it's tougher for
Yeah, at
women.
the
It's
Citadel.
always tougher for women.
Of course.
Always.
60% women, 40% guys, and college. Which does that mean that a lot of guys are just going to trade schools and stuff now because when they get out of high school, there's
That or go straight to work. Military.
military.
Yeah.
That's right. I hate to keep talking about male genitals. But this story just goes right along with it. There's a guy, we've talked about him a couple of times before. His name is Jonah Falcon, and he has what is known to be the world's largest package.
That guy?
That guy.
This guy.
Mm-hmm. He was stopped.
Wasn't he on like BBC 5-10 years ago talking about complaining?
Yeah. Did a show about him. He was complaining because,
Nobody can handle him.
oh no, nobody can handle him, and he has a hard time. Okay. He has a very difficult time in life
But
because
he wasn't in porn.
I don't think he was.
No, I don't think so.
He tried to be a legitimate actor. That's what his job is, actor. But he's not been in much. And no, he hasn't done porn.
No, I didn't think so.
But he has what they've called the world's largest penis. And he was going through San Francisco's International Airport last week and was stopped by TSA because of his bulge.
Couldn't fit through the jetway.
That's right. Here
You're
he
out
is.
bulge hunting that day.
This is Jonah.
We got someone hiding a salami on Terminal 2, Gate 4.
That was the captain. We're going to have to put you on the wing, son.
So we don't allow outside meats on the plane.
What are you
It's
smuggling?
not outside meat. Trust me.
It's inside meat.
They give him one of those little claim forms when he comes back. You have to declare this.
You got to declare it. Duty free.
This is
I'm going to have to wind you, sir.
What's he got one of those Prince Alberts on him? What's on the...
well, he went through the body scanner and they said, "This is you. This
Hold
is
up.
wait a minute.
This ain't real.
This is Jonah Falcon."
They thought I had something in my pants. Maybe they thought it was a dynamiter. I don't know. They took me out of the line and they had me powder my fingers. I think that detects if I have any bomb stuff and all that. They never actually patted me down or grabbed it or anything like that. It was just me calmly explaining. It was like 10 minutes out of my life, but it was still funny. I was never worried about anything. What was the worst that was going to happen? They were going to have to make me pull it out.
So they didn't.
Yes.
They didn't.
That is the worst.
That would
Yeah.
have been the worst that would have happened.
Can they make you? They can.
Can
Yeah.
they? I guess.
I don't know about that.
Can they make you do that?
Can't they?
I don't know. I've never. When people are bulge hunting around me, they
wave you on the way.
You go to the front of the line.
Keep the line
Let's go.
moving.
Hurry up. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you want to check my bulge?
No, you're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
We
Move.
can tell.
Next.
You, the guy behind the guy with the big drum. Come on. Maybe I could be packing. You're not.
Hang on. That is a can of Pringles. Sorry.
It really is.
My bad. Sorry.
He says stuff like that happens to him all the time. He's been cursed.
Oh, boo-hoo.
He's 13 and a half inches flaccid.
Yeah.
What he says? 13 and a half.
Got a girlfriend?
Yeah. Not right now. I think he has in the past, but nobody can handle him.
Maybe he's a jerk.
Well, maybe, but he says it's all physical. Why people? I mean, who knows? But he's dated women, and he says they can't. It never works for him. This was, I guess, this should be called soft copy as well.
You're hitting them out of the park today,
I
Kelly.
know that. There's was it yesterday we were talking about O.J. Simpson? O.J. Simpson was
Went to a Bills game Sunday.
That's right. He was
in Buffalo
at the Bills,
which made us assume that he's off probation.
He's able to go out of state now because he lives in I think it's California where he lives, and he was
in Nevada, right? For a time.
Maybe it's Nevada. So he's in Buffalo.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly, at one of my favorite places. We call it Rich Stadium back then. Hard to believe that it was like 48 years ago that we opened this stadium. And it was a year that I gained 2,000 yards. And I gotta add, it was only in 14 games back then. Now they're talking about building a new stadium. That tells me I'm getting really old. But today, I'm here to watch my Buffalo Bills kick some butt. I'm just saying.
That's the juice.
Classic juice sign-off, too. I'm just saying.
Classic. You all accused me of, while not being a fan of O.J. Simpson, if I was seated near him going, can we get a selfie?
Juice!
It's possible.
Whose box is he in?
I don't know. He's in a very nice box, though. I know that. I mean, beautiful seats. Here's why we bring him up again today. Caitlyn Jenner is on a television show in Australia called Big Brother VIP. So Caitlyn Jenner... and when she was Bruce Jenner, was married to one of the Kardashians, Kris
Kardashian.
And they were
who
good
was
friends.
married to Bob?
Yes.
Who was one of OJ's original attorneys.
That's right. So they all
Correct?
knew, yes. And OJ's best friend. I mean, the Kardashians and the OJ and Nicole were
Robert Kardashian.
Good friends. Yeah, he died, Robert Kardashian, years ago. Well, on Big Brother VIP in Australia, Caitlyn Jenner said, I should mention this. OJ once told.
It's on camera during the show?
On camera during the show.
To the other cast members?
Yes. She goes, I'll mention this. They started talking about OJ for whatever reason. And she said, well, I will say this. Many years ago, OJ told Nicole, and I'm quoting now, one of these days, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to get away with it.
I'm just saying.
And the host said, did you ever think about saying this to anybody before?
Courtroom.
Yeah. And she said, no, I never have revealed.
That's my mind.